The mood of the latest episode of the New Heights podcast shifted dramatically from its usual lighthearted atmosphere, with co-host Jason Kelce appearing visibly shaken as he delivered devastating news about Scott Swift, Taylor Swift's father. The former Philadelphia Eagles center sat alone at the microphone, his voice trembling as he struggled to maintain composure while sharing the heartbreaking health crisis that had befallen the Swift family. Travis Kelce was noticeably absent from his usual spot beside his brother, leaving Jason to handle the emotional broadcast solo. The reason for Travis's absence would soon become clear as Jason began to unfold the tragic circumstances surrounding Scott Swift's medical emergency. Jason's hands gripped the microphone tightly, his knuckles white with tension as he paused repeatedly to collect himself before speaking. His eyes were red and watery, betraying the emotional weight of the news he was about to share with their devoted audience. The usually confident and jovial NFL veteran appeared vulnerable and deeply moved by the situation unfolding within his brother's girlfriend's family. Scott Swift, the beloved patriarch of the Swift family who had been a constant supportive presence throughout Taylor's meteoric rise to superstardom, had undergone a quintuple bypass surgery at the age of 73, marking one of the most serious medical procedures a heart patient can endure. The 73-year-old had undergone the quintuple bypass surgery earlier this summer, a procedure that allows blood to pass through or around blocked or partially blocked arteries in the heart, with quintuple bypass meaning 5 arteries were blocked and needed to be opened up. The surgery had been recommended after his doctor noticed something during a recent checkup, transforming what should have been a routine medical appointment into a life-altering moment for the entire Swift family. The procedure was not a result of a heart attack, but rather a preventive measure to address the severe blockages that had been discovered in Scott's coronary arteries, which could have led to a catastrophic cardiac event if left untreated. The complexity of the surgery cannot be understated, as the surgery was a complex one requiring skilled surgeons to reroute blood flow around multiple blocked arteries simultaneously, a procedure that demands precision and expertise from the entire medical team. Jason's voice cracked as he explained how the Swift family had rallied around their patriarch during this terrifying ordeal, with Taylor by his side, in the hospital, along with her mom, Andrea, and her brother, Austin. The family's unity during this crisis demonstrated the tight-knit bond that had always defined the Swift household, with each member taking turns to provide comfort and support during the most frightening period of their lives. Scott's wife of 37 years, Andrea Swift, has been by his side through the surgery and recovery process, along with Taylor and her brother Austin, creating a circle of love and protection around the recovering father and husband. Travis Kelce, who had been enjoying a brief respite following his participation in the American Century Championship golf tournament in Lake Tahoe, immediately abandoned all his scheduled activities and flew to be with Taylor the moment he received word of Scott's surgery. The Kansas City Chiefs' tight end's devotion to Taylor was evident in his swift response to the crisis, demonstrating the depth of his commitment to the Swift family during their time of greatest need. Jason revealed that his younger brother had maintained a constant presence at the hospital, choosing to remain by Taylor's side throughout the entire ordeal rather than pursuing any of his professional obligations. The brothers' close relationship was evident as Jason spoke with pride about Travis's decision to prioritize love and family over all other considerations, a choice that spoke volumes about the character of both men and the values that had been instilled in them from childhood. Travis had been holding Taylor's hand continuously during the recovery period, offering whatever comfort and support he could provide during those uncertain days following the surgery. Jason emphasized that his brother's presence had been a source of strength for Taylor, who was understandably devastated by her father's condition and the potential complications that could arise from such a major surgical procedure. The emotional weight of the situation was clearly taking its toll on everyone involved, with Jason describing how the entire Swift family had been united in their fear and hope during those critical hours and days. Swift and her dad are close, with the patriarch being a frequent attendee of her Eras tour, and he even joined her at many Kansas City Chiefs games to cheer on her boyfriend Travis Kelce since they began dating in 2023, making his health crisis all the more devastating for the pop superstar who had grown accustomed to having her father's unwavering support at every major milestone in her life. If you're touched by this story of family loyalty and love, please consider subscribing to stay updated on this developing situation. Jason's admiration for Scott Swift was evident throughout his emotional tribute, describing him as an extraordinary father and an exceptional man who had always put his family first. He spoke of Scott's unwavering support for Taylor throughout her career, from her early days as a young country singer to her current status as one of the world's biggest entertainment figures. Scott had made several cameos at her recently concluded Eras tour, always beaming with pride at his daughter's achievements while maintaining a humble and approachable demeanor with fans and media alike. The Swift family patriarch had earned widespread respect not only for his role as Taylor's father, but also for his genuine warmth and kindness toward everyone he encountered, whether they were industry professionals, fans, or members of the media covering Taylor's events. Jason's voice broke multiple times as he attempted to convey the depth of Scott's character and the profound impact his potential loss would have on everyone who knew him, though thankfully the news from the hospital had been increasingly positive. As the days passed, the good news is that most patients who undergo quintuple bypass surgery make strong recoveries, and Scott Swift is proving that true, with medical professionals expressing optimism about his prognosis and recovery timeline. The podcast host struggled to find adequate words to express his admiration for a man who had consistently demonstrated what it meant to be a devoted father and family man, someone who had sacrificed his own privacy and comfort to support his daughter's dreams while maintaining his own dignity and grace throughout the process. Throughout the broadcast, Jason repeatedly emphasized that he was speaking on behalf of both himself and Travis, wanting to ensure that their collective support and condolences reached the Swift family during this incredibly difficult time. The brothers' message of solidarity and love transcended the usual entertainment content of their podcast, transforming the episode into something far more meaningful and personal than their typical discussions about football and celebrity culture. Jason's raw emotion and vulnerability in sharing this private family crisis demonstrated the genuine bond that had formed between the Kelce and Swift families through Travis and Taylor's relationship, a connection that had evolved from a celebrity romance into something much deeper and more meaningful. The sight of this tough, former NFL player reduced to tears while discussing someone else's family crisis spoke volumes about the character and compassion that defined both Kelce brothers, and the values that had shaped their approach to relationships and family loyalty. Sources tell TMZ that Scott feels fantastic, providing much-needed relief to the Swift family and their supporters who had been anxiously awaiting news about his condition. "He's feeling just great," Taylor's spokesperson added, confirming that the surgery had been successful and that Scott was responding well to his treatment and recovery plan. The positive reports from the hospital had lifted the spirits of everyone involved, though the family remained cautiously optimistic as they continued to monitor Scott's progress and ensure he followed all medical recommendations during his recovery. As the days passed following the surgery, the hospital waiting room had become a sanctuary of hope and prayer for the Swift family and their closest friends, with Travis remaining steadfast in his support and never wavering in his commitment to be present for Taylor during her darkest hours. Jason described how his brother's actions during this crisis had revealed the true depth of his feelings for Taylor, proving that their relationship extended far beyond the public spotlight and celebrity status that often overshadowed the genuine connection they shared.